Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, we are back. Jalen Hurts, regular season, week 1, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation. They make this channel go. Not only is it a great way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there if you dig these kind of videos. You will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. I appreciate the support. As for this video, let's get into it. Jalen Hurts, the Eagles, opening night, banner reveal, little naked keeper to get us going here. This is kind of a unique play because the right tackle gets kind of blown back into our lap, and you don't see that a lot on what I consider like elephants on parade here, usually going to the left pass pro wise. But this is an excellent job from Jalen Hurts. And again, you know, Jalen Hurts did many things at an extremely high level in this game, one of which was using his legs, being smart. There's a unique way that he runs. To me, there's a significant amount of power, like a strong dude, but it's also very under control and kind of composed. Now, what we're going on here, naked keeper wise here, is as we're faking this thing, we come out, we extend the ball, our offhand is on our core, we're coming around, we're trying to almost always have something in the flat, something in the over, and from a condensed formation like this, something to the corner. Now, this is one of my least favorite ways to do this because this little, like, I guess you call it bluff flat, to me just almost is never there. The over coming from the backside here, and then we're going to push the corner, and there's almost like a bang flat or a late here that operates as an outlet that we hit later. And there's really nothing there on this play. Again, this is just kind of Jalen Hurts leaning into one of his many strengths. Again, where do you want the ball to go? To the flat up top? Nope. Over? Nope. There's just nothing there. You know, even with what looks like, you know, a boy going down here, Cowboy style, you know, mid-play, there's nowhere to go with the ball. But I just love the fact that Jalen Hurts, he's got a unique combination again with his legs. It's fast enough. It's certainly very fast, but it's also very under control. You don't see him take a lot of big hits. It's not the same type of runner as, you know, say Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, but there is a power to it. And I mean, he's running away from people here. No one's touching him. This two-hand touch, this is still a big play. And then he gets down smart. Next one here, Hank alert. Hank alert. Didn't take long. You know, this might not be traditional Hank with the sit over the ball. I actually kind of, if you're going to run Hank, I like giving the sit runner, the tight end here, the ability to just kind of get open. So watch him run straight up the field as opposed to a traditional Hank, which to me is more city over the ball. But there just aren't a lot of options here if you are to catch man. And so for me here, sit traditionally over the ball, almost always paired with these. They kind of run inverted Hank up here, something in the flat, something in the flat. And again, the little adaptation that I like that they do here is he runs just straight up. So he's kind of splitting the near defenders to give him the max kind of window to throw that thing. So just a slight variation. And sometimes that's all it can take to take kind of a meh concept and put it into a pretty easy completion. So you got to love, you know, ball out, balls on time, easy completion, zone, over the ball. Let's get it going. So again, I can be all kind of, you know, anti-Hank, but I will appreciate when there are slight variations to make it a slightly better play. And this is a perfect example of it. Straight up, turn around, easy on us. Let's go. Next one here, big touchdown run from Jalen Hurts. Third down, we're going to try to work Smith in the slot up top, followed by the shallow, not there, 1, 2, 3, and we're out to run. And again, you can see the acceleration, the power, excellent decision making also, I thought, in some of these scrambles. You know, a lot of these aren't called quarterback runs, but they're Jalen Hurts making really good decisions. So looking to the right first, no. Back to the shallow, no. Barkley, no. Take it yourself. And it looked like the Cowboys didn't know that quarterbacks could run, this game because, man, there were many opportunities where you're like, there's nothing there down the field. We've got an opportunity right here. So this is probably where the ball's intended to go as kind of one. Maybe I think he's running a must outside release, go fade. He gets kind of, got no chance here if they know that's there. We get undercut here at the 1. The shallow coming back across, covered, not there. That's kind of the 2. I think they have the tight end running like a corner or 7, and then they're bringing Barkley back across on the follow or the trail. Now, again, this dude is an excellent player, obviously, captain. But I would say we're still developing in the pass pro world and the route running world, because this should be his touchdown for me. You got to come out, you got to sell the flat, you got to hit it hard, and then cross this guy's face and win, because there's all sorts of space there. So first thing, let's watch the slot, play it out. Would you throw it to the slot? You can see him get undercut right there. So no, I'm off that. Now back to the shallow. Maybe a better route gets the ball there, but the linebacker does a good job of eating that thing. And then what I'm saying here to the back is, whatever this is at the top of that route, that's just never going to win. That's too easy. So 1, 2, 3, not there, not there. Keep your base, keep the play alive, keep your eyes up, and go get it yourself. And again, Jalen Hurts, this game, I don't think it can be overstated how well he used his legs. I would be shocked if he's able to do this all year, because you have to think teams, in fact, I don't know why the boys wouldn't have done it. You got to have somebody spy him. Now, even if you have somebody spy him, that doesn't mean you're going to tackle him. But this looked like Eberflus didn't know that Jalen Hurts was going to run. Next one here. This looks like they're trying to work the wrap into A.J. Brown at the bottom. This is an excellent turn down. So this could be bad. Instead, he again extends the play, uses his legs, gets a first down with his feet. I mean, it's just a kind of this pattern of making good decisions, not forcing the ball. This is one of those ones that can get you in a lot of trouble, especially if, A.J. Brown's been getting what I would consider clouded a lot in this game, or rolled up 2-on-1 over there, however it hits your brain. And so to say, all right, we're going to try to get him going, get him a touch, what I'm used to calling this wrap in here. It's usually almost paired with either a pivot or like some sort of flat like this. Now, this wrap in is good versus almost everything except quarters or bracket. So to me here, this looks like we're probably getting some version of cloud, right? I know a lot of people that would call that shell. Okay. Regardless, what is this player doing with that wrap in? If he's playing more quartersy, brackety here, if he's down as opposed to out of there, this wrap in makes me very, very nervous. And I think that's exactly what happened with Jalen. He felt this guy just kind of hanging at this 2.5 level of the defense, and it wasn't there. So I love the decision to not throw it, to say, hey, I see the whole picture. I can see this. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to hook my boy up with a manufactured touch here if it's not perfect. Now, the bummer thing about this is if you catch these kind of like quarters bracket looks with a wrap in, man, you hit something like that and it walks in. But still, what this play is, evaluating Jalen Hurts for this one at the bottom, this is an excellent no throw. So again, even here, it could be cloud. Once that safety kind of squats on us down here to the bottom, I love getting off of it. And again, he's going to create. He's not going to run. He just runs because there's nothing there. He's got his eyes down the field. And again, there's just no contain. There's no spy. There's nothing other than just let Jalen continue to use his legs and have a great night. Just making great decision after great decision. Next one here, third medium. Looks like we're going to start down here to the bottom on a little version of smash, little arrow, corner, cross, little post curl on the backside. He doesn't like it. Again, the strength, the athleticism, the awareness to be able to get in there and use his feet and get a first down, create. Now, I will tell you that, the depth on this third down doesn't really give A.J. Brown a great opportunity to be successful here. But again, the wiggles, the strength, the move. I mean, how many times do we see him set that deke up to the right and just get vertical? So again, what we got going here, is what I would consider. We're going to fake this shallow and come out of this thing. Pair it with a corner, crosser, and then what looks like kind of like a post curl on the backside. So you would think you would read this thing just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably some sort of check or outlet over here. Now, what I'm saying here as far as the route, and again, every team is a little different here, but if this is third and we'll call, the first down we'll say is the 18, we'll be able to see it from the wide on the sideline. But if you run this route, that's not a great third down throw. Now, maybe it is for the Eagles because they think they can just tush push it for 2. But, you want to get a little closer to the sticks, in my opinion, to make this a more viable concept if this is the first read. So down here to the bottom, could you put it on him right there? Probably. But again, the first down marker is the 19. It's going to be tough. So for whatever reason, we're not throwing that. We're not running it, whatever the depth is supposed to be. But man, again, at this point of the game, when you keep getting run on, scrambled on, it's borderline malpractice not to have at least some adjustment to be able to say, hey, let's go drop 8 and have a spy. Let's bring some sort of it's not good enough to just run, a TE to try to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. Again, he's savvy enough to create, extend, and then again, how many times do you see this move? That kind of power jab to the right and get vertical. And it gets great strength, balance. Just never seemingly gets hit hard. That's just high-level offense. Next one here, another touchdown run. This time post shift, little 3-by-1 open. It looks like we're trying to work Barkley out the backfield on what I would consider a halfback choice or option. He's really not there. There's really nowhere to go. Maybe, you would hit Smith up top on the corner, like at the front pylon as kind of a scramble throw if he saw it, but he's probably still working inside when that throw would become viable. And again, he just continues to use his legs as just an absolute dagger in this game. I mean, how many times at this point in the first half is he continuing to use his legs to do significant damage to the Cowboys defense? And they have no adjustment. So no, I like the decision not to throw it. He's trying to throw it. He's not looking to run. They're just giving it to him and he's taking it. So what this play is, in my opinion, a few different things. Again, we don't know what the rules are for what they allow Barkley to do on these choices. But first, I'll just draw up kind of what they're doing. There's that corner. Here's where I think the ball's trying to go on what I would consider a choice or an option here. Now, some teams allow you to take the post. Okay, up top, they run a corner. This is like a little pick for A.J. Brown to come underneath on that little shinner now, and then this turns into a looper return. So I'm saying the ball most likely is designed to go here. If either one of these guys, 81, if he were to go to the post, or if Barkley were to go to the slant, either one of these probably scores. Then I'm saying as he moves here, he's probably looking here and here when, this probably is there too. So again, just, continuing to understand how the scramble rules kind of evolve on every single play. But this is one of those things where play it out. Would you throw it to Barkley here on the little choice? To me, no. Again, I just feel like, man, if he ever develops a full bag of routes, again, that to me is just we're backing into a choice. There's nothing there. Again, you can see the middle of the field here. So just imagine the tight end taking the middle or Barkley taking the middle. Okay, it's not there. We don't like it. Come back across. No, maybe there. But again, you can't be mad that he makes a good decision. He doesn't throw any contested throws, uses his legs. It's a race to the pylon. They got no chance. Just an absolute masterclass of decision-making and the ability to use his legs to move the chains, to score, to create havoc for our defense. And really, it looks like they have absolutely no answer for Jalen Hurts and what's going on with him and his ability to scramble and create. It's awesome. Next one here, certainly what I would consider the throw of the game from Jalen Hurts. It's a big post down here to the bottom. This is a handoff of a throw, y'all. This is what I would consider a quarters post alert, double post, right down the hash, whatever they use for their landmarks. That is a perfect throw. Doesn't have to break stride. it's a premium look, meaning you love post versus quarters or zero. Right here, looks like true quarters, great rhythm, beautiful ball. I mean, that is beautiful. Really, really impressive. So right at the snap, I'll pause this thing so we can take a shot at the coverage. So again, once you catch what I would consider any iteration of quarters down here. Okay, so this sure looks like potentially quarters to me. We've got a big post. We step on his heels, set that thing high. They're running double post. And the reason why you like it versus quarters is because with double post, we're running a vertical at that inside safety. He's going to have to go with that thing. So really it's one-on-one out here. Just these two with nobody in the middle of the field. So again, the route is spectacular. He steps on his toes. He sets it high. The throw is perfect. Right down the hash, doesn't break stride with the double post. I think they're running what I would consider drive with this thing. So double post drive with like a halfback burst. And it's a premium look, but it really is as good of a post throw as you will see all year. 5-step, rhythm, hitch, ball out. Again, take a peek at that route at the bottom. Watch him step on his toes. He's right up on him. You can see the inside safety gets baseball turned. So he's not a factor. They don't invert replace on the backside, so they have no help from the other side. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's simply a really impressive throw for anybody. I don't care if it's a guy like Jalen Hurts who throws a really good deep ball consistently. This is one of those throws where, you just kind of appreciate it. It's awesome. Dot. Whoo. Next one here. This is 3rd and short. So we're going to get to empty. We're going to run inverted Hank up top and double slant down here to the bottom. Lion in the West Coast world. He's going to flip it to Barkley. It's not the greatest throw in the world. It's a hell of a catch. But it's 3rd and short, and we're able to get in empty and throw it and be able to use Jalen Hurts' vision. Looks like they got multiple plays there to be able to take what the defense gives you, not force it. There's not a lot there besides for this. I think most people would classify this as either an alert or the number 3. And what I mean by that is once we get to the empty here, you can see the adjustment to the defense. They push the corner out, so most likely zone. And what I would consider the double slant part of it down here to the bottom. And then that inverted Hank. So there's the curl and then this little smoke or hitch out here. And again, none of this is there if you're playing up top. So if it's 1, 2, 3, it's impressive to be able to, in meaningful down and distance, right? 3rd down, inside the red zone, inside out, see it, rip it, good enough throw, 1st down, moving the chains. So again, we've shown a bunch of using the legs and how important that was early on in this game. But now we're getting into some really nice throws, some really good decisions, some really good vision to be able to see it inside out. Awesome. Next one here. This is not the most impressive throw in the world, but the reason I put it on here is I just enjoyed the design of this thing as kind of it's all in Hurts' lap, meaning that he's lined up to throw what looks like a post, a drift to A.J. Brown. He's got a wheel to Smith to our right here. But as that's not there, you've got the tight end kind of chipping and coming across on the shallow. So his feet never have to move to get through the read. And to me, this is all just a really good sign of like a deep understanding of design for a quarterback to be successful. So again here, what I'm saying is where the ball's intended to go, we'll say right there to what I'll call a drift. It looks like it's got a wheel with it. So neither one of these are there. So 1, 2, not there. So instead of having to as your feet are lined up post play action to throw this, we don't have to reset our feet. We're chipping, and then this throw is right in the same lane. So this kind of, not only is our vision this way, our feet are that way, and we're able to just go 1, 2, 3, boop. Things like this make it easy for a quarterback, or easier. There's nothing easy about getting through a read here. But no, boom. Again, you can see how, watch him not have to move his feet. He's lined up the whole time. So it's just, those to me, if you're an Eagles fan, those are great signs, because this is early in the season. We're on the same page. We have a deep understanding of where the quarterback is working, how we can give him outlets or options if the throw downfield isn't there, and Jalen's operating at a high level. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you taking the time and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. You can find all the Quarterback School courses over at theqbschool.com. Hop over there, check them out, and enroll. Finally, please make sure to follow me across all the social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, sack. Okay, so there are a few things here we'll get through. I think, it looks like they're running corners and choices on both sides, kind of mirrored concepts. I think that there's a lot here that could be better. I think if I had to guess how this went down, I think Jalen Hurts sees some white flash to his right, our left here, and doesn't allow him to give whatever side he picks a chance to win here. So again, you be the judge here about what his eyes are doing. It looks like he's looking to our right. It looks like his eyes are down or over before he even gets to the back of his drop. And then we've got, essentially Charles Haley right in our lap. Good job protecting the ball as we go down. But it's one of those things where for me here, there are a few things. First, let's just draw up what's going on here. I'm going to call this double choice. Now, again, teams will run versions of this play differently. If it's true mirrored concepts where both these guys are running the same depth, and options here, I don't love that. I think this is best run where one of these guys goes a little bit deeper to give you kind of a 1-2, but whatever. This choice to me is not a great route. He kind of backs into it. This choice is certainly better, but it takes a little bit longer. I think either one of these could have been throws. Okay, so that's the first part of it. The other part of it, no, first let's just watch the routes. So if you're working up top, you throw it to Smith, right there, probably. What about if you're working down here to the bottom? You're going to throw it to AJ Brown, probably. Then the other part about this is the pass pro just doesn't hold up to the right. So the first thing here is look at the point from the center. So he's either going to 57 right there, or it looks like he goes all the way out to 26 here to the left. So if we're on a turn that takes the pass pro all the way to here, if this guy blitzes, technically he's part of this three-person slide. It looks like Barkley is confused. Now again, this dude, I'm making all these caveats. Anybody watching this video knows this dude is an unbelievable running back. The pass pro thing to me still doesn't look as good as other dudes in the league do it. So it looks like he's confused, and we also certainly could have blocked this better at right guard, right tackle. And all that being said, Jalen still probably could have thrown it to either number one here on either side as far as a choice. So play this thing out. First, let's watch the pass pro. So center goes to our left. So the half slide is going that way. So center takes over 90. Now you've got the right guard, right tackle taking on 94 and the nickel. So again, you can see the right tackle come off here, right? It looks like Barkley just doesn't trust the pass pro. He basically just sees the free runner and is like, I'm going to block him. Okay, but what we really need here is the right guard to not lose his eyes inside right there. So once he starts looking this way, he needs to have his eyes out here, through here to the nickel. So we need to be working out to that, kind of what a lot of people would call a fan. And we just don't, and that gives up an edge, and that probably impacts Jalen. And now we take a sack. So we got a lot of moving parts there. A lot of things I think probably could have been done better. But at the end of the day, Jalen doesn't make a bad play a disaster. He holds onto the ball, onto the next play. All right, very next play here. The ball's on the 44. The first down is the 29, I think. So we got third and forever. We're just going to raise up and throw a spot or snag down here to the bottom. You might think, well, why the hell is this in the video? It's a 4-yard play. It's winning football because we then kick a field goal. The field goal is much easier after this completion. So it's just high-level situational ball. Third down, getting the ball out, taking what the defense gives you. This is just lion up top, double slam, with a spot down here to the bottom or snag. You got a corner by the tight end, a flat. Again, you could make the argument that you could read this thing a bunch of different ways. I don't really care how you read it. I do care that you get a completion, the ball comes out quickly, and we get a field goal opportunity. So it's just, again, it's just another example of Jalen Hurts playing winning football, getting the ball out quickly, having an understanding of where we are in the field, what we need to do to make this fourth down much more manageable. Next one here, 2nd and long. We're going to have a little post wheel down here to the bottom by the 1 and the 2. We're going to get corner blitzed here up top. And it looks like Saquon Barkley misses the block. That would be what I would guess. That to me is what I would classify as a lookout block. And what I mean by that is you miss your block and you yell, "Look out! Watch out! Hey!" You can see him kind of like, watch Saquon say, "Oh shit," and then clap, "Watch out, watch out." And again, I don't think this is on Jalen Hurts at all. Like, I've been on this unit, this team, this organization for a long time about hot answers, but I don't think this is a hot for Jalen Hurts. This looks like the back just didn't get his eyes to the corner. So you have no chance. And again, not only do you have no chance, but you're a good enough athlete where you can spin out versus another probably really good athlete, maybe not a really good tackler, but another really good athlete, and save this play. Now, I think you could also make the argument that that's pretty close to grounding, but that's an amazing job of being able to listen probably to the clap or the hey or the look out, and then be able to make that play. Because this is one of those ones where they got you dead to rights. You can see Barkley. Look at Barkley's eyes. His eyes are inside, almost like they're going to 57 for some reason, even though the line is turning that way. And then he sees it right there. Yeah. That's a bad feeling. Did your quarterback dirty. He bailed you out. He saved the play. Next one here. Another rough pass pro one for the Eagles. We have a free runner down here to the bottom, the nickel or the star. Jalen Hurts, again, just makes him miss. So it's one thing, early on the video, early in this game, I thought it was a little laughable that they didn't try to have some sort of spy or plan for Jalen Hurts' legs. Even if you do, I'm still not sure you can get him down with one person. He just makes somebody miss. He's strong enough to run through arm tackles. He's just a big, strong, smart runner. So what's going on here to me, this is mesh dagger down here to the bottom. So we're going to run the mesh version of this thing. Here it is. The dagger part of this thing, the deep in with the post, clear. And again, this player right here, he is unblocked. So we can make a few assumptions here, or I can. Okay, I'm sure you don't really care, but I'm going to say most half-turn protections. So we'll call this like, what we call it to the left here, 3-jet. 3-jet in the West Coast world. So the back is to the left. The center is going to the 3 most dangerous over here. Now, he probably puts the point here. In a perfect world, you'd love for him to put the point here and they would fan all the way out. But if you can kind of tell by how he sets, if he sets a little bit more vertically, it probably keeps it inside the box. And again, he kind of came at the last second for me there. What I'm saying here is most people, and again, this is not me picking on this guy. We had a rough pass pro day. I think most people would want you to scan in 6-person protection, not scam, scan. I just can't write clearly. So if this is his guy on the duel, if he's going 1 to 2 on his front side of his duel, you also want to scan this thing to take the hit off the quarterback if you can, as opposed to getting out on a check down when we have a free runner coming at us. So again, only they know what their pass pro rules are. I can tell you that the right tackle right here is not fanning, right? And then if you look at the center, he's not really half turning all the way to the right to pick this up at the jump. So the right tackle is laid off the ball. But again, the thing, at least for this video, and again, I lean into the fact that these dudes are such good athletes nowadays. Even though you have a free runner on them, you can't get them down. It doesn't matter. You still have to be able to tackle them. So 3rd and long, we don't get the first. One of the few times he actually takes a decent hit this game. But man, pass pro wise here from Barkley, if we were to get a scan. So again, I can't even tell where the center's going. 1859. It doesn't matter. Just make him miss. Whoop! 2 hands on the ball. Damn near got the first down with his legs again. Next one here. First of all, I love this formation. Empty quads bunch. I love it. You almost never see it in the league. I thought this was a really nice job of poise from Jalen Hurts. You can tell at this point in the game they're trying to get A.J. Brown a touch. This is quads to our left. They're running a slant on the right. He's trying to get it to him. They cloud him. No, no, no. And really kind of 1, 2, 3, 4s all across the field. This is kind of the new way people are getting to spacing. I don't think of this as quite as traditional as old school spacing, but here's that slant where the ball's trying to go 1. And we get rolled up, cloud, looks like half field. Where's this backer? Does he take it away? Could you throw it? Could you force it in? Maybe. I like the decision to not force it. Then we're going to run a corner, and it's usually just double spotted here. That's kind of the normal play. They run it at an empty like this. And normally the back would be in the backfield checking and running like a check wide or outlet. So Saquon goes 1, no. 2, no. 3, no. 4, yes. In the quick game. It's very rare to go full field read in quick game. Not only because normally there's a pass rush and it's not 7-on-7, but it's just hard to do. So again, you be the judge here. Slant, maybe. Okay, no problem not throwing it. Here, no. Here, no. Here, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way across the field. Y'all, we're playing quarterback at a really high level. It's really impressive. It was just it kind of just brings a smile to your face early on. Good, clean film. The pass pro is good for the most part. We're able to kind of see it. No forced or contested throws. Get it to the outlet. Let's go. Next one here. This is just 2x2 open. We're going to run all go. Quarterback school logo. Versus Tampa. Not there. It's a glorified screen. It's 2nd and medium. 2nd and shortish. Just throw the check down. Go get a first down. It's just high-level quarterbacking. It's mature, veteran stuff. You're not trying to force it. We're not trying to rip a whole shot. We're trying to throw a screen essentially the whole play. And again, when you're throwing it to that guy, good things happen. So, I can be all over Barkley about his pass pro, some of his precision in the route running, but this check down world, let's go. You can see Smith up top getting smoked to the Gatorade. The seams aren't there. I just love the fact that you see coverage on all go or all go special. Just throw the check down. Get it out. In fact, he took 5 like he was never even trying to throw a seam. And you can tell, body language wise from Jalen Hurts here from the end zone. Watch how quickly he tries to get to the check down. Barkley just kind of gets held up exiting. So again, he's taking 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's trying to throw the check down right there. And it almost looks like a screen. He's trying to do it so quickly. Drift, buy some time, get it out. Excellent. And then helps when you can just straight arm someone. Go get a first. Next one here, 3rd and long. We're going to be in a 3x1 open. We're in a version of inverted Hank up top and kind of call it like a burst comeback down here to the bottom. Now again, it's one of those things where this can come off like, hey man, you're being really, really picky. You get a completion on 3rd down. You said in the past, punting after a 3rd down completion is okay. And I still kind of believe that. I just don't love this design. And I thought that there was enough in this game where I really, really liked, where if there's something that I don't like, I got to point it out. So here's that kind of inverted Hank. The first down marker is right here. Okay, so, this is going to be tough. You're not guaranteed to get a first throwing that sit over the ball. So I don't love that. And I think they run it with like a little widened locked hitch over here. None of these are great in my opinion. Maybe, 1 to 2 here, you catch any sort of man, you're in trouble. Then down here to the bottom, we've got this condensed split, right? Tight split, nasty split, and we're running like a widen comeback. It just takes too long. Now, I'm a big fan of, not running like straight lines, like a drawing on a page, but this just takes too long. It's a unique, it just doesn't seem like it's the premier way to allow a guy to thrive on the perimeter. I mean, right? Like that just takes forever. If he were to throw that with anticipation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he's already running. He's exited the pocket and we're not out of the route yet. Now again, it's third and long. I like running past the sticks, but just widen them out. Let him run a straight line. I don't understand the widened stem with the condensed split. It just doesn't, it's not for me. But again, what is for me is Jalen Hurts making good decisions, not throwing contested passes, no interceptable type throws, protecting the ball, being smart, using his legs, creating, find a completion. Great. On to the next series. Next one here, finally get A.J. Brown a touch, a little speed out down here to the bottom. We get a little anticipation with old school shallow cross. The other good part about this one is that the clock keeps running. He's able to keep himself in bounds there. Go backwards, exiting. This is excellent from Jalen Hurts as far as footwork, timing, rhythm. Again, not my favorite route or design. First of all, I dislike shallow cross as a concept, but someone over the ball, here's a shallow cross from a condensed split. It's almost always like a curl or 7 stop, and then it's with this check down. So that's the shallow cross part of it. From a condensed split, again, right, tight split here, you run like a spray speed out. Now, the reason I don't like spray speed outs from this type of leverage is that this guy's almost always going to be outside of you, right? He's almost never going to be inside of you unless it's 0. So it makes life unnecessarily difficult, in my opinion. I just, nothing about it is great. So watch the corner down here to the bottom. He's always outside leverage. I mean, now he's so soft it doesn't matter. Now the good. So we dovetail this thing. Jalen Hurts, look at him. He's lined up when he hits his back foot. Lined up. Anticipation, the ball's coming out right there. We're not out of the break yet. You know it's coming. First one of the regular season, y'all. First one. Let it wash over you. Jalen Hurts continuing to make strides as a passer, as kind of that field general at the line of scrimmage with the pass pro. That will be the next step. But this anticipation to the field, playing buddy ball, lined up, there's a lot to like. There really is. It should be celebrated. And if it wasn't there, you see the shallow cross coming to us, right? So no, boom. Got the arm strength outside the numbers. It's a really nice play. Again, footwork wise here, just appreciate the fact that he dovetails this thing. So he turns a little bit to the right to be lined up to the left. So slight dovetail, foot in the ground, lined up, rip it. Hell yes. Last one here, empty, scramble again, double slant to the bottom, inverted hank up top or a version of it. It's not there. He again just continues to crush the soul of the Dallas defense with his ability to extend, create, and scramble. These aren't quarterback runs. These aren't draws. This isn't a Q run game. This is just Jalen Hurts making a good decision. Again, how many times can you see him do that deke to the right and get vertical? So it's not there. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what Jalen Hurts' read is on this play. I can tell you that, this, what I would classify as inverted hank here, to me, I would guess he probably ran the wrong route. He runs a go, and then we've got double slant down here to the bottom. I don't love any part of this. Maybe if you work the bottom, this inside slant would be there, but I don't like the spacing of that. If you catch any sort of man or match, these static routes at the top are not going to be there. And that's exactly what happens. I mean, there's nowhere to go with the ball if you work up top. So nothing got to go. And again, just excellent game all day of decision making and then using your legs to keep the chains moving. And this one ices the game. Watch that little deke to the right that he just does seemingly every other time he scrambles. So no, again, from a Cowboy perspective here, you just can't like close your eyes like you think you're at like some, star ranking combine in the spring, close your eyes and try to win a pass pro. You got to have some integrity on the pass pro to be able to not give a huge tunnel to Jalen Hurts to go hurt you with his feet again. And then whoop, that thing right there, just a turn signal like, dank. 57 doesn't even touch him. Whoop. Wow. So that is a wrap. Jalen Hurts, week 1, getting the season started right, playing football at a very, very high level. Now, using his legs the vast majority of the night, I thought he made great decisions, never really throwing contested throws. It wasn't just his legs, though. The legs were certainly the highlight early on, and his ability, his power, his savvy, his composure, his decision-making, all those things were on display all night. But I think the thing for me where there were some really nice throws. That post throw is as good of a post throw as you will see all year. It hit him right on stride. It was a picture look, double post, verse, quarters, just elite, outstanding. So you combine what they do at the line of scrimmage, the run game, Jalen Hurts' legs, Jalen Hurts' decision-making, and that pass game continuing to grow and evolve. And it will certainly get better with manufactured touches for the perimeter guys. But man, right out the gate to be able to play like that, put that stamp down, pretty awesome. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.